Let's get right into it. We love to think we're rational creatures, masters of our fate, too smart for old wives' tales. But peek under the surface, and you'll find that our daily lives are laced with ancient rituals, odd gestures, and little just-in-case habits. Where did these come from? Turns out, many have surprisingly dark and tangled roots. Let's unravel the real stories behind the superstitions you still follow, even if you don't believe. Number 7. Itchy palms, the greed signal. Ever found yourself rubbing your palm and joking that money must be coming your way? This quirky belief is way older than you might think. In ancient Rome, people linked physical sensations to messages from the gods or the universe, and an itchy palm was seen as a sign of incoming riches or, sometimes, looming expenses. Medieval Europeans picked up the habit, blending it with their own ideas about luck and fortune. For some, an itchy left palm meant money was going out, while an itchy right palm meant cash was on its way in. Over centuries, the ritual became a kind of hopeful code: rub your palm, cross your fingers, maybe attract a little luck. So, next time you feel that itch, pause to wonder if your hopes or anxieties are trying to send you a message. Number 6. Tossing salt over your shoulder, dodging the devil. Picture this: you knock over the salt at dinner, and before you can even think, you're tossing a pinch over your left shoulder. But why? Salt was once so valuable it was used as currency and prized for its power to purify. Spilling it was considered an omen of misfortune or even an invitation to evil. The left side, in particular, was thought to be the devil's territory, lurking and waiting for any slip-up. Tossing salt over your left shoulder was a quick, secretive way to blind or ward off whatever dark force might be lurking there. The ritual traveled from ancient Rome and Egypt through the Middle Ages, winding up in our kitchens today. So if you find yourself cleaning up salt, maybe throw a little over your shoulder for the ancestors, just in case. Number 5. Knocking on wood, an ancient plea to the spirits. Let's say you brag about not getting sick this year. Then instantly your hand darts to the nearest table. Knock, knock, knock. We all do it, but what are we actually doing? This habit is ancient, older than most religions. Tracing back to pagan Europe, trees were once believed to house gods and nature spirits. People would touch, tap, or knock on wood to thank these spirits, ask for protection, or keep them from overhearing a boast that might jinx the speaker. Over time, the gesture shifted. Instead of talking to the spirits, we started using the knock as a charm against bad luck. The fear was that tempting fate by boasting or even wishing out loud would attract disaster unless you quickly made peace with whatever invisible forces might be listening. Even as society moved on from worshipping tree spirits, the ritual stuck around. Science can't prove that knocking on wood stops bad luck, but it's hard to argue with thousands of years of better safe than sorry. Next time you catch yourself tapping the table, think of it as a little handshake with history. One that lets you share a moment with every ancestor who worried about the unknown. Number 4. Avoiding black cats. Shadows of the witch hunt. Few animals have suffered more from superstition than the black cat. In ancient Egypt, black cats were revered, but by the Middle Ages in Europe, the story had flipped. Black cats were seen as witches' companions, sometimes even witches in disguise. If one crossed your path, it was a bad omen, believed to bring death or misfortune. During the witch hunts, thousands of cats, and, tragically, their owners, were persecuted, and the superstition took root in Western folklore. The result? Black cats still struggle to find homes today and are often linked to Halloween and all things spooky. But in other cultures, like Scotland or Japan, a black cat on your doorstep is good luck. Go figure. So the next time a black cat crosses your path, maybe see it as a survivor and let it remind you how powerful a story can be. Number 3. The number 13. Counting your misfortunes. What is it about 13 that makes hotels skip the floor, airlines skip the row, and Friday the 13th a date to dread? The fear of 13, or triskaidekaphobia, is a cocktail of ancient numerology, myth, and a few well-timed disasters. In many traditions, 12 was the perfect number: 12 months, 12 zodiac signs, 12 apostles. 13 was one too many, tipping the scales into chaos. In Norse mythology, Loki was the uninvited 13th guest at a feast he brought death into the world. At the Last Supper, Judas was the 13th to sit, and the next day was, of course, Good Friday. Fast forward to the 20th century, and real-life tragedies like the Apollo 13 incident added fuel to the fire. Some even blame 13 for financial crashes and freak accidents, though the link is usually coincidence. Still, the fear is real enough that buildings, airlines, and even sports teams avoid it just in case. It's easy to laugh, but this is superstition in its purest form. A simple number, made powerful by the stories we pile on top. Next time you see 13, pause and ask yourself, is it really unlucky or just another reminder of how meaning is made, not found? Number 2, breaking a mirror. 7 years of bad luck. You drop your mirror, it shatters, and someone always gasps. 7 years bad luck. But how did a little broken glass become a sentence for misfortune? In the ancient world, mirrors were rare and mystical, believed to reflect not just your face, but your soul. Romans believed the body renewed itself every 7 years, so damaging a reflection was damaging your very essence, with misfortune lasting until your soul could regenerate. Even after glass mirrors became common, the myth stuck around. Today, breaking a mirror is more an excuse for a nervous joke than a genuine curse, but it's proof that old beliefs have serious staying power. So the next time you're sweeping up glass, remind yourself you've survived worse no matter what the superstition says. Number 1. Walking under ladders tempting fate. Since ancient Egypt, you're walking down the street, spot a ladder, and instinctively give it a wide berth. This superstition runs deeper than just clumsiness. In ancient Egypt, a ladder resting against a wall formed a triangle, a sacred shape representing life, death, and the gods. Passing through that triangle was an act of disrespect or even sacrilege, inviting bad luck or spiritual punishment. Centuries later, early Christians picked up the idea, seeing the triangle as symbolic of the Holy Trinity. Walking under a ladder was flirting with heresy. Later still, ladders became linked to executions. In medieval times, condemned men would climb a ladder to the gallows, and walking under it was considered tempting death itself. Even today, it's just common sense to avoid walking under ladders, but there's something ancient in that hesitation. It's a perfect blend of the practical and the mystical, a superstition that's lasted because it sometimes really does keep you safe. Next time you change your path to avoid a ladder, smile, you just followed a rule as old as civilization itself. Superstitions might sound silly, but their history, psychology, and survival instincts all tangled together. If you love stories that reveal the odd corners of our minds and culture, go ahead and subscribe. You'll be in good company, and you'll never run out of strange habits to wonder about. Stay curious, and don't worry if you cross a black cat or break a mirror, just maybe keep some salt handy, just in case.